Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm FiddlinJonny and this is my Fiddle channel and magic product review. And before we get into today's magic product review, I want to talk a little bit about obsession. If you're anything like me, when it comes to magic, I'm just ridiculously obsessed to the point where probably not healthy. But there are moves and methods in magic that I sometimes obsess about, wanting to get to perfection. Just so that, it feels good and comfortable to perform. Sometimes I'm working on something, it's not yet perfected for me or where I want it, I'll go out and perform it, and muggles will love it. They don't have any problem. I know that I don't feel comfortable yet because I feel like I still have work to do on it. The fiddle tune I'm about to play feels the same way for me from a music standpoint, and in the same way that I work on magic methods. Obsessed with the tune, really like it, not happy yet, and having it to the level I would like to have it to feel comfortable to play it in public. Of course you're with me, and we're going to play this in public. And I'm going to use my Fender electric violin, and this is for you, David, out there. You know which David you are. And here we go. All right, I'm pretty happy with that take. What you don't see, of course, this is like take number 8 on this, and all previous 7 versions were just a mess. So no, what you see isn't always truly reality. All right, hey, what are we reviewing today? I'm gonna, for the very first time, do something a little bit different, and I'm going to review a movie, and it's called The Expert at the Card Table, Searching for Erdnase. And it is based upon the book The Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Erdnase. Now I want you to stick around. I know you come here for the magic product reviews. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the movie review, but I hope you'll stick around and take a look at this and consider it. All right, stick around, we'll get right into it. Hello everyone. Hey, I'm really glad that you're here. I know I say that every single time, but I really want you to know that I value your viewership and appreciate that you're here. All right, first of all, let's talk a little bit about this book, The Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Erdnase. If you don't have this book, I'm just gonna say go get the book. I think for any serious magician, hobbyist, or professional, is something that should be on your shelf. Now, it's about card cheating in essence, but all that card cheating can be are essentially sleights in terms of to do card magic. It's not always the easiest book to read and follow, but still worthy to have on your shelf. All right, and the reason I'm starting with that because I'm talking about a documentary today that I'm just going to encourage all of you to go watch. It's called The Expert at the Card Table, Looking for Erdnase. And it's really technically a docudrama, and I'll talk about that in a little while. All right, so, and I'm going to say right here at the top, I think this is the best documentary I've ever seen on the topic of the expert at the card table. All right, I'm going to stand by that. All right, so let's start first off with the book, if you're not familiar with the book. So the book was released in 1902 and was originally titled Artifice, Ruse, and Subterfuge at the Card Table, the treatise on the science and art of manipulating cards. That's what was on the title of it. And then on the binding, it said The Expert at the Card Table, which generally all of us know it as by now as The Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Erdnase. And S.W. Erdnase is a pseudonym. We do not really know who was S.W. Erdnase because there was no one ever really named S.W. Erdnase. It's a pseudonym. So this documentary explores and tries to find who was Erdnase. Now there's many theories out there as to who Erdnase is, and in this documentary It takes three of those theories, three different theories as to who Erdnase was, and explores each one of those. And it's done in an interesting way because it's done with an interview with the expert whose theory it is as to who Erdnase was. And then what it does, which is unique and I think is done really well, it acts out each one of those different scenarios. When I mean acts out, it is filmed like a movie, and you get to sort of see a little bit of the life of who was Erdnase from each one of these different perspectives. It is filmed beautifully. The DP on this, who the director must have chose, is just fantastic. Just such high quality, much higher quality than I would typically expect from a documentary about magic. And that's one of the things that makes this documentary stand up, is the quality of this is very, very high quality and looks beautiful and very pleasing to the eye. And it doesn't play like a typical documentary. While it has all sort of the typical trappings of where, you know, you sort of have an expert sitting at a table and behind them is their bookcase, and they're talking about what their theory is, which is great, shot really well. But then the fact that it takes each one of those scenarios and we get to see sort of the life and the point of view of who Erdnase was from these different theories. And it takes the exact same actor and has them in each different scenario. And the actor is Florian Bayer. And if you don't know who Florian Bayer is, he's an actor, but he's also a mentalist out of Germany. And so he clearly understands magic, understands performing, and obviously brings that to the part to make a really convincing and compelling story here along the way, which I think is really, really fantastic. Let's see. I would like to say that I feel like it was brilliantly acted. It's filmed beautifully. It's a compelling mystery that is to be solved. And I think that's one of the things that attracts viewers other than magicians, in that it's basically a mystery to be solved. And, you know, for those who don't know, you know, it's pretty wide ideas about who he was. Maybe he was a train conductor and collected tickets on a train and traveled around a lot, which gave him an opportunity to practice his card cheats and go from town to town doing card cheating. Others say he was a serial killer. And so pretty salacious in the different ideas as to who was Erdnase. So if you're not familiar with those different stories, I think it makes it interesting to sort of figure out, who do you think as the viewer was Erdnase? So you don't have to be interested, I think, in magic to find this really compelling. Especially if you have family members who go like, oh, you're doing more magic, or you want to watch something on magic. This is something I think your entire family can enjoy, as well as, you know, your partner can enjoy if they're not really into magic. Let's get a little bit into some of the finer details about this. It's basically taken a classic story and the mystery around it and packaged it for you to sort of figure out who was Erdnase. The director is Hans-Joachim Brucherseifer, and he clearly created this film documentary out of passion. He himself is a magician as well, and I believe he's in his 20s. He's been working on this film for the last 7 years, and I swear it looks like, visually, like somebody who's been doing this work for decades and decades, because it's filmed just so beautifully and the story is told really, really well. And so those are elements that I think really make this distinctive and different from other magic documentaries out there. All right. Also, some of the things, I talked about the different theories. Some of the folks that are in this documentary that you might already be familiar with is Richard Hatch, Jason England, Bill Mullins, Chris Washuber, Laura London are some of the folks who are interviewed and given their theories and perspective on who Erdnase was. All right, why should you watch this? FiddlinJonny thinks it's really the best documentary to date on Erdnase. If you do card work of any sorts, if you do card cheating, you like the book The Expert at the Card Table, I think this is a must-see for you, as it will round out and make more rich your experience around the history of this book, which is really sort of a Bible for card cheats out there. It's entertaining as well. All right, I know you're asking, FiddlinJonny, Where can I see this documentary? Well, currently you can only see it online, and you can see it at erdnase-movie.com. I'll leave a link up here and a link down in the description. So you can currently only watch it online. And if you watch it online in euros, it's $11.99 in euros. And if you translate that over to US dollars, currently that's $11.62 to see it. When you rent it online, you'll get access to it for 48 hours. So make sure that you plan your time appropriately from the time that you rent it. Know that you'll have 48 hours that you have access to the documentary. After that, poof, it goes away. It is not yet streaming on some of the major platforms like Hulu or Netflix or Amazon or any of the other streaming platforms. I hope that it will eventually be there, because I think it is definitely worthy of being on a major streaming platform, because it is that good. It is done in English, but if you don't speak English, not to worry. There are subtitles that are available. Subtitles are available in German, Spanish, French, Italian, Japanese, and Korean. So a bunch of different options there if English is not your primary language and you want to watch it in a different language. All right, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. When I do a magic product review, it really is up to you whether you want to purchase that product or not, whether it fits you or not. In this scenario, I'm going to ask viewers to go watch this documentary. I think it's worthy of it. I think anyone who likes magic will find it interesting. I think your family members will find it interesting, because it's just a great mystery to be solved, done in a compelling story way. Go watch it. I think it'll be great. If you do, let them know that FiddlinJonny sent you their way. All right, that's it. If you saw the documentary, leave it down in the comments what you thought about the documentary and your perspective. And also, if you have not yet liked this review, click that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. It's really appreciated. All right, that's it for me for now. I really appreciate that you're here watching these reviews. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.